What's going on, guys? So I'm trying this again because there's a lot of information I want to share, but man, these videos, like I really, I try really hard to keep it under 20 minutes. And I've tried to do this a few times already today, and I'm coming out at like the 25+ minute mark. I really don't want you guys spending half an hour of your day listening to me talk about all this other stuff, okay? Like, it's just, this is not a movie or a TV show minus the commercials, okay? Like, I mean, I chucked a little humor in there, some funny things, but this is basically more informational than entertainment oriented. Maybe infotainment. Anyways, so I just wanted to start this out by saying I never realized until Sarah went off to basic that I was didn't really establish the friendships and the community connections like I did when we were in Waycross. We had some friends, man. Now, most of it was centered around the Waycross gaming community, but we really had some solid friends, We helped some people move. I remember helping Manny and Melissa move, and the chaos with that. Melissa's car getting stuck in the mud, 2 different vehicles trying to pull it out, 2 or 3 different trips down to Harbor Freight to find the right kind of chain thing to hook up and all that, and mud everywhere. But you know what? Hey, I bought a truck. I bought a truck with a V8 and 4-wheel drive on purpose, so I was happy to try. Like, that was, But I remember we couldn't get a chain that had a big enough hook thing like on the other end, because there was a special mount on the back of her car. There was a little loop where it was made to hook on, something like that. We just couldn't find something that worked to get on that. So it was just like, and then the next day somebody else went to go help them get out, and they got stuck. So it's like, dang, Manny and Melissa are just collecting vehicles in the yard. But the Fumbalettas, they were good friends of ours. Had great times with Manny and just having some beers and talking, just hanging out, playing some tabletop games in the Waycross community. We had friends like the Bakers. Mike was the best man in our wedding. So many people helped us move 2 or 3 different times. It was awesome. Sig Lee, man, Dr. Sig, the surgeon, that time that I spent working at the hospital in Waycross was cool because I got to run into him now and then, and it's like, hey, I know him from work and I know him from the gaming group, so that was really neat. And of course, our dear friend that we lost earlier this year, Mr. Michael Holland, the man that taught me just about every card game I know. At the very least, he taught me Magic, he taught me Splendor, and I think it was him and Tyler both told me a lot about Smash Up as far as playing that. So those are 3 big ones, but he was like the card game guru, man. The world's definitely a lesser place without him, especially the gaming world. So anyways, but we had those friends, and I just realized with her being gone to basic, like, holy crap, man, I just really never, I got sidetracked, or I'm not sure what the word is, but somehow I just never really got around to making those connections again. And it's good that her and I were close. Sarah and I got closer, but now that she's gone, and it's like, oh, well, that was your social life, and that your social life is at Army Basic Training, and you can't go be around your social life. So that kind of sucks. And so having to try to develop all this on the fly, and I found a few things, but it's just been hard to really connect. But we've made some friends up here. We made a friend that just donated some furniture again, and this is to the gaming group, right? This is to the gamers. Here's the tabletop gamers, right? Fist bump. We had somebody that donated furniture for us to use, so that the couch, the 2 sofas that we have now, that also picked me up from the airport when I got back from my Melbourne trip. Even though at first when they texted me, I had no idea who it was. I was really so for that. That's just one of those things that just really kind of, again, it's through the gamers, man, through the gaming group is how all that works. And just my friend David Morgan, the one that did all that. But let's see, through the gaming thing, the Grand Strand Gamers, I think is what it's called. I was trying to see. Anyways, so let's get into it. She wrote me like 3 different Three different things. So, one of the things that she started out with, she was going to check out why her pay was small, right? So she gets paid on the 15th and the 31st. Or I guess really it's the 15th and then the last day of the month, because I know there are plenty of months out there that don't have 31 days. So what do? Just not get a second payday? Anyways, but when she went off, and she went off the basic on like May 10th. So she didn't get a paycheck on the 15th. Her first paycheck didn't actually come through until the 31st of May. And it was a little bit larger because it had back pay. Now, we still haven't started to get that basic allowance for housing, that BAH. That will end up being a certain set amount each month that'll be split between both paychecks. But the thing is, she will... that's going to be based on like where we're actually living. But the thing is, the second paycheck was small because it didn't have back pay, right? So the other one was like a whole month's worth of pay, whereas when we got paid for June, that June 15th check she got was just, so it was smaller to begin with. And then also they took out the pay advance that they gave her. So when she first arrived at basic training, she actually had, they call it an Eagle card. I don't know if that's like the brand. You know, like for instance, a really popular brand of prepaid card out there is like a Green Dot, right? But she got a little pay advance on that, since you don't get paid on the 15th. You got to make it within the month just to get some things. Everybody gets it. So basically, that next paycheck doesn't have that in it, or doesn't have the whole month in it, and it has that deducted. That advance is taken out. So on top of being smaller to begin with, then you take that away. And it just took me a day or two to figure that out, because I was just shocked when I just saw the number, because I was like, whoa, that's not even half of what was put in the last time. And then I was like, oh wait, yeah, that's right, hold on, let's think this through, let's walk through this step by step on what's going on here. And then once I did, it made sense. I'm like, okay, I'm tracking, we're good now. So that's interesting. But I mean, for the most part, it's still good pay. It's better pay than she was getting at Walmart. And there's a lot of little perks built into there that help us save money. So she said, now these letters start at Sunday and go through to Wednesday. So she says right here that I go to qualify on close combat optics on Wednesday. And what that is she's already qualified with the iron sights on her M4 rifle. On Wednesday, they've got their scopes. Well, I say it's a hollow scope. It's a red dot hollow lens. So they got that. So on Wednesday of this week, she would have gone to actually do her qualification on that as well. So that's neat. As you might imagine, she says it's much easier shooting with the optics. So they call them CCOs. She says the Invil is on Thursday, and I think it ends on Saturday. That's like a massive... The Invil and the Forge are like this massive combo of a field exercise that's like a multi-day thing that they do towards the end of basic. So they've got that, and they also have the final ACFT. That's the Advanced Combat Field Training, I think. I think that's what that is. And end of cycle testing, she says, is on those things are on the 30th now. She's been going to the chapel service. She's been going to church on Sundays there. She said, I heard at church from other trainees that are ahead of us that it's not that bad because the Army gets outside graders and they apparently take it easy on us. Now that's interesting because I don't know. I'm not sure when you say outside grader, like I'm not, you know what I mean? Like what is that? Is that some other enlisted personnel or some other kind of officers from a different area or different division or specialty, or is it like some kind of civilian DOD Army contractor? Like what? I don't know. So I'm gonna ask her about that when I hear from her today. I'm just curious on what exactly that means. But she said, anyways, pray for me either way because I still want to do well, which of course. Now she says, after being in AIT for a few weeks, we should get weekend passes in our phones more often. So here's the thing. You have two kinds of training you go through, right? Basic training is like it sounds. It's basic. It is the general process of taking you from that civilian mindset and lifestyle and getting you molded into an Army soldier. It's all about that transition, right? It's about making you into that soldier, getting you to learn how to do things the way the Army wants you to do it, getting you familiar with their methodology, their philosophies, and getting you to think using the thought processes that they have in place for the task that they give you, right? So after that's over, once you graduate from that, you are officially not a trainee. You're technically a soldier, right? You're official. You're in the Army. You get your patch. I think you get like a little blue cord or something. Anyways, they go into AIT, which that's Advanced Individual Training, and that is basically, and for her, by the way, that's also at Fort Jackson. She's very fortunate that her AIT and basic are both at Fort Jackson, and that is where you get trained based on the job that you've selected. In her case, her MOS, her job, the role that she picked was chaplain assistant. So she'll go through that, and she'll be trained on specifically how to fulfill that role in the United States Army. So that'll be cool. So she's going to do that. But because they've gone through basic, they've gone through all that, and that's where they really have to clamp down. It's really strict because they got like 9 weeks and some change to really transition you through all that. So it has to be intense. But AITs, they let up a little bit better. Hey, she might even get coffee. Who knows? So she's hoping she'll get weekend passes. I think once they're done for the day, each day they'll get to have their phones. Well, they get to use their phones. I think the thing is they get them back, right? I think a basic, it's kind of like they take them up and hand them out every week. So let's see, what else? She says 3 more weeks of training left. She says, I'm literally crossing off the days till I complete the Forge, which is the final field training exercise that ends with a ruck march. So that's pretty neat. And then on Monday, yesterday the fire alarm went off and I was in the shower. So, well, she was just getting out of the shower. So she was able to get herself decent and get on out there, had to run out into the PT field, but she was wearing her shower shoes. I mean, these are like El Cheapo flip-flops that she picked up. Like, these are not, Nike Air Maxes, like you ain't going to be running the 100-meter in these things, so I'm sure that was fun. She says, and of course this is Monday, tomorrow we pre-qualify with the CCOs. She said they're having a 4th of July fundraiser for their battalion, and I still need to try to look up like the breakdown of all the different organizational units, like, battalion, regiment, squad, company, however that goes, the order that all that goes in, just so I can get that straight in my mind. But anyways, she said where we can buy pizza and stuff to raise money and have a little 4th of July party / fair. Well, that was pretty cool. That was pretty nice. She said she was surprised they do something like that in basic. I am too, but that's great that they do. That is really neat. I wrote her about, I don't know why I'm yawning. Tired, I guess. I don't know. I really worked out. The pre-workout's wearing off. She said, as far as exercise goes, we have a full kettlebell weight rack in our bay, a hex bar in plates, and she said, I've been trying to work out when I'm not exhausted. So, yeah, I'm sure that's rough. Now, Tuesday, she just said she pre-qualified with the combat optics. So, but she said on Wednesday, today, I qualified with this close combat optics with a score of sharpshooter, or ranking of sharpshooter. If she had hit 4 more targets, she would have had the expert rating. So that's really neat. She did really well. And she said once you get comfortable with everything, it's actually a pretty fun qualification. At this point, she's a lot more comfortable and a lot more familiar with how to handle that rifle, that M4. So that's neat. Tomorrow we leave for the Invil, so that would have been Thursday. Just in case you weren't tracking or didn't know how the week went, just throwing that out there. So tomorrow we leave for the Invil, which she said was a 2-night and 3-day thing out in the field, and it ends with a ruck march. And that'll be really cool. Now, she says, when I get home, I'm having a giant Jersey Mike sub and catching up on all of our shows because they get just a few minutes to eat. And the food is good. I mean, what she said is actually not bad at all. She's looking at some of the nutritional content because we try to eat, we try to get somewhat of a lower carb diet, lower carb, be some healthy fats, and actually, we don't actually take in. I don't take in as much protein as I would on a non-low carb diet because the fats actually help insulate and preserve muscle and actually help you better utilize things. It just helps avoid that protein and muscle breakdown. So you don't need as much protein. But anyway, so she was looking at some stuff and was like, oh, dang. So a little bit of a change there. But she goes to AIT at Fort Jackson on a Monday. Excuse me. So basically, the 20th is Family Day of July. The 21st is graduation from basic, and then Monday the 25th is when she goes to AIT. She's not sure, but she's hoping maybe she'll get some kind of leave or something, maybe for that weekend, since she'll be done after Thursday's graduation. So yeah, that'll be kind of cool. And that's really about it. I'm proud of my wife. I'm glad she's doing so well with the training and the marksmanship stuff. That's really great. I am definitely proud of her. Like I always say, I start out every letter that I write her with the way that I open up, as I said, to my wife, the woman that I love, and my favorite soldier in the Army. In the whole Army or whatever, but that's kind of how I do that, and yeah, it's good. I'm looking forward to seeing her again. It'll be cool. We'll have some family come up for Family Day and stuff, and it'll be great that we'll all get to see each other and see her. Being the extrovert that I am, I'm always a fan of some decent group activities, so we'll get to do that. We'll get to see Sarah, and it'll be good. I'm really looking forward to it because these little 15-minute phone calls on Sunday and these letters, that ain't cutting it. It's getting rough. So, I start an on-call rotation for a week at work starting on June 3rd. It's 3rd through the 9th, so Sunday to Saturday. But I don't start on call each day until after 9, so I should still be able to get everything done. I am hoping that on Friday of next week, I'm going to try and go up to the game store here. We got some Star Wars Legion action, and I might just play some of that just to kind of get out, hang out with some friends. I try to do some stuff, nothing major, not a super busy social schedule, but I try not to be a hermit. So, and then of course we've actually got this. There's like a Zoom Bible study on the Book of Acts from a Facebook group that I'm in that I'm going to take part in, and I had to double check. I'm waiting to hear back, double check, see if that is still a thing. But yeah, that's pretty good. And then I think I'm probably going to Wednesday. There's a church we visited. I watched the online service when I can. I didn't see it live cast today, so I just watched something from the church at Chapel Hill up there in Douglasville where I used to go. And then Wednesday night, though, the church in Conway that we've checked out that I really, really like, I think we're going to... I'm going to basically go to their Wednesday night prayer service type kind of thing, because it'll do me some good to get some fellowship and be around some folks. But so yeah, I got a few things that's going on this week. Isn't that great? Besides just being here, I mean, I'm sure the cat and the dog, Brownie and Littlefoot, might not like that, but what they don't realize is it's important that I get out once in a while, just to preserve my sanity. Anyways, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Monday, I should have some other update after I've had time to talk with Sarah today and pull my thoughts together. But thanks for watching. That's the update on her, the update on me, and I should have some really cool photos and other things to share towards the end of July once we've had the whole Family Day graduation thing. So that'll be really neat. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all later.